Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into the incredible journey at the heart of Paulo Coelho's masterpiece, The Alchemist. It's the story of a shepherd boy who basically gives up a perfectly good life to chase after a dream. We're going to explore all the big ideas he learns along the way, like how to read omens, what it means to connect with the soul of the world, and most importantly, what it really means to follow your heart.
So the book kicks off with this really cool twist on the old myth of Narcissus. But get this, it's not about vanity at all. It's about reflection. The lake isn't sad because it misses the beautiful boy. It's sad because when it looked into his eyes, it saw its own beauty. And that is the perfect setup for the whole book. This idea that the world is constantly showing us who we are, if we just learn how to look. All right, let's meet our hero. He's a young Andalusian shepherd named Santiago. And his life? It's pretty simple. It's comfortable. Totally predictable. But he's haunted by this dream he keeps having over and over again. It's like a little whisper of a totally different destiny way beyond the fields he knows.
I mean, on the surface, Santiago has everything he could want, right? He's got his flock, he's got total freedom, he's even got a little romance brewing. It's a good life. But this dream about a treasure hidden all the way over at the Egyptian pyramids, it just won't leave him alone. And that's really the first sign of this huge conflict between the life he has and the life that's calling to him.
So one day, he's sitting in a town square, just trying to figure out what to do about this whole dream situation, when he meets this mysterious old man. The man claims he's a king, and you just know this isn't some random meeting. This is one of those encounters that's about to change, well, everything.
Now this king, whose name is Melchizedek, he doesn't just give Santiago a map and say, good luck. No. Instead, he starts with a challenge. He hits him, and really us, with a question that's designed to make you rethink everything you thought you knew about your own life. So what is this lie? Well, he says it's this idea that at some point we lose control and our lives are just run by fate. It's that feeling we all get sometimes, right? That we're not the ones driving anymore, that life is just happening to us. That's the lie. And to fight that lie, he introduces this incredible concept, the personal legend. This is the core of the whole book. It's not just a dream or a goal. It's your true purpose, the thing you are put on this earth to do. And he says that fulfilling it is your one and only real job in life. And here's the best part. Melchizedek tells him that when you really, truly want to achieve your personal legend, the entire universe works with you to make it happen. It wants you to succeed. But there's a catch. You have to learn how to read the signs, the omens that the universe leaves for you along your path. So Santiago is totally convinced. He feels the truth in the old king's words, and he makes this massive, life-changing decision. He sells his entire flock, his whole life really, and he gets on a boat to Tangier in Africa. Talk about a leap of faith. But, that whole universe conspiring to help you thing, yeah, it doesn't mean it's going to be a walk in the park. The reality of his new journey hits him, and it hits him hard. On his very first day in the strange new place, a thief tricks him and steals every single coin he has. Just like that, he's left with nothing. So this is it, his first major test. He's at rock bottom, and he has a choice to make. Is he just some poor kid who got robbed, a victim? Should he just give up and go home? Or is he an adventurer? Is this terrible moment the real start of his quest? And you guessed it, he chooses adventure. His path leads him, of all places, to a dusty, struggling crystal shop on some forgotten street. And he's going to spend the next year there, learning these huge lessons about patience, about reading the omens, and about the very real danger of giving up on your dreams. Now, the guy who owns the shop, he's super important. He once had his own personal legend. He dreamed of making a pilgrimage to Mecca, but he never went. Why? Because he's afraid. He clings to the idea of the dream, because having that dream to look forward to is the only thing that keeps him going. So this merchant, he's basically a walking, talking warning sign for Santiago. He is everything Santiago could become if he quits. He's the guy who chose the safety of a dream he'd never fulfill over the scary, risky business of actually chasing it. But Santiago is different. He listens to the world around him. He sees the opportunities, the omens, and he acts on them. He doesn't just work, he makes things better. And before he knows it, he's turned this failing shop into a huge success. He actually earns enough money to go home and buy a flock of sheep twice as big as the one he sold. Okay, so here we are again, another huge turning point. He's got the money, he could go back to his old life, no problem. He'd be even more successful than before. But that dream of the pyramids, his personal legend, it's still calling to him. So what does he do? He risks it all over again and joins a caravan, heading right across the vast Sahara Desert. Now we're in the desert, and it's in this huge, silent, awe-inspiring place that he starts to learn something really profound. He starts to understand this universal language, one that isn't spoken with words, but with feelings, with intuition, and with omens from the world itself. The desert becomes his greatest teacher. It shows him that everything in the world is connected, that it's all part of one big soul. He learns from a camel driver to stop worrying about the past or the future and just live in the present moment. He learns the word maktub, which means it is written. He learns to trust the journey. After a long and really dangerous journey, with wars breaking out all around them, the caravan finally makes it. They arrive at the Al-Fayoum Oasis, which is like this massive sanctuary in the middle of the desert, a neutral place where the rules of the desert don't apply. Here in the oasis, he meets another guy on a quest, an Englishman who's looking for the legendary Alchemist. But their approaches couldn't be more different. The Englishman is trying to find wisdom by reading dense, ancient books. Santiago, well, he's learning by just paying attention to the life that's happening all around him. But then, something totally unexpected happens. At a well in the oasis, Santiago finds a treasure he wasn't even looking for. He meets a woman named Fatima, and in a single moment, he understands that universal language of love. It just clicks. But of course, the journey isn't over. The universe throws another test at him. He sees a vision in the flight of two hawks, an omen that the oasis is going to be attacked. He trusts his gut, warns the leaders, and ends up saving everyone. And for his courage, for listening to the omens, he's finally rewarded. He comes face to face with the alchemist himself. So the alchemist tells him, yup, you're on the right path, you have to keep going to the pyramids. But now Santiago's heart is just torn. He's thinking, wait a minute, I found Fatima, I found my treasure, it's her. Why on earth would I leave? And that, right there, is the ultimate question of the whole book. What do you do when the path to your dream asks you to leave behind the treasure you've already found? Is love a distraction from the quest, or is it actually the thing that makes the quest worth it? That is the final test, and the answer reveals the true secret of the alchemist. It's not about turning lead into gold, it's about turning the journey itself into gold.